Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to VRML Season 15, Week 5, another cast between Mighty O's and Fireteam Inferno. I'm Leander and I'm going to cast this match today. Alright, Fireteam Inferno against Mighty O's. Let's take a look on the matchup and not talk too much, right? We can see Fireteam Inferno have already played 4 matches this season and they have a win rate of 25% there. Mighty Olds playing 6 matches this season and winning 33% out of them. Mighty Olds played 21 rounds in Snow Peak, which is their most played map yet of this season so far. Fireteam Inferno wait, never mind, sorry. Mighty Olds 21 rounds on Snow Peak and 38% win rate there. Yeah, then Downfall and Shipyard with both 70 times played, 65 and 41% win rate. Bizarre 80 times here, 28. Fireteam Inferno here having Subway on their most played map this season with 18 rounds played and actually winning half of them, which is nice. Nice stats. Egress here on the second place with 64% winning. Alright, let's jump into the bans for today. They didn't have an encounter this season yet, so it will be their first matchup between each other. Mighty O's have been banning Arctic and Snow Peak, and Fireteam Inferno, Subway and Shipyard. And if I talk about the bans, Mighty O's banning Arctic and Snow Peak. If you take a look on the stats, Mighty O's have been playing Arctic one time, not winning this one, so they've lost. But as mentioned, they've played Snow Peak now 4 times, only won 1 time, so eventually quite good bans here, because these are one of their not so comfortable maps on, I would say. Yeah, Fireteam Inferno playing Arctic 1 time, also losing 1, but Snow Peak actually is also not Fireteam Inferno's best map. I guess it's just Mighty O's not being comfortable with it. Then we have Fireteam Inferno banning Subway and Shipyard. Subway is Fireteam Inferno's most played map, only won 1 time yet though, and Shipyard 2 times played and won 1 time. So a 50-50 stat right here. And if you take a look on Mighty O's side, they've played Subway quite a few times. Let's go into the matchup again with, yeah, as mentioned, 3 rounds. 3 matches, or 3 times played Subway here, which have been 14 rounds and actually winning more than half of them. And Shipyard, was it Shipyard? I believe so. Wait 1 second. Yep, it was Shipyard. Yeah, and Mighty O's playing Shipyard 3 times, winning 2 times. So we can see these maps are definitely one of the stronger ones for Mighty O's, and quite wise bans from Fireteam Inferno. Let's take a look on the first map for today, which is going to be Downfall. And yeah, I guess we all know Downfall, a really long combat map here. If you take a look on the stats, none of these teams have quite played Downfall that often, so I wouldn't... If you take a look on the stats, I really can't see a better team there. Instead, I mean, they've played it not a single time here, I believe, this season yet. Oh no, I can't see. Mighty O is actually playing Downfall 3 times and winning 1 time. It's Mighty O's pick here. Since Mighty O's are home, they have the first and 3rd pick of today. Taking a look on the stats, it's not the best map to pick, but stats aren't everything right here. Let's jump into the map and the first OBJ. Yeah, as mentioned, Downfall is one of the long-range combat maps. You need for sure a lot of communication and tactics here. It's less about reaction time and quick aim, for example on Cargo, where you just need to see the enemy and then shoot him as fast and quick as possible. This here is different. You need to have good positions and strategies here to be able to win against the team. If you take a look on the first OBJ, which is the heli bungalow, it's a bungalow right next to the helicopter. It's hard to defend, in my opinion, for Fireteam Inferno starting on this as the Vogue team since since it's a really spread out defense here, in my opinion. So I'm definitely curious to see how they're going to handle this. And we are for sure going to start into round number 1 pretty soon here. And yeah, I'm going to appreciate everyone who joined us here today. I know there's a second cast currently going on, so you have double entertainment here for today. But yeah, let's jump into it, right? Everyone readied up here. I see it's a 5 against 5, no reserves being used, even though Inferno only having 6 players, yet they still managed to put everyone here up to date without needing one reserve. It's just quite hard to organize, I assume, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Mighty Oats currently plays on place 17 here, and Fireteam Inferno plays on place 20, which is going to, for sure, going to change pretty soon, or eventually even after this match we will see a huge change there on the stats, because the EU standings, it's pretty close everything to each other. The most team on the top have pretty close MMR points, so yes, I'm pretty sure that this win today can eventually change a lot of things here. The Fireteam Inferno plays on the something like bottom here on the ladder, and Mighty Oats also, they can eventually, if they take a lot of MMR out within the next 2 or 3 matches, land on the top. And now, as I called, we starting the round 1. No, they tease me. But now we are, ladies and gentlemen, Mighty Oats against Fireteam Inferno, round 1. Downfall. And I got teased again here. Actually not round 1 starting yet, but the fact that they're teasing us eventually can lead us thinking that it will be starting soon, I don't know. Yeah, as mentioned, both teams are using every player of their team, no reserves being used today. And yeah, so all of these stats, we can't really tell which team is going to be winning today, so we have no favorite team for today, which means it's going to be really interesting. It's a, I would say, a match between 2 teams and the same, not rank, I would say the same experience, even though Mighty Oats has some of the more experienced players though. Fireteam Inferno only playing since season 14, so they are newer, but yeah, sister team from Phoenix here, and of course, I'm pretty sure they have been able to gain a lot of experience in season 14 here. So it's gonna be a tough and close match for both teams here. We for sure will see many close, interesting, intense rounds here today. In today's match, VRML season 15 week 5. Again, if anyone's in the chat here, let me know if everything is working fine with audio and stuff. I'm able to fix it, and we're not running through the whole cast with any audio glitches here. It wouldn't be too ideal. And round 1 is going to start now.
Along the building, make yourself small, safe. You don't have to get inside. They need you to be able to get out anytime you need to. So if you want to go into a building, just take that right.
I've got the backup. I've got the backup there, objective here, Archie.
Okay.
Alright, both teams taking as tactical as I called. Mighty Oats having these nice threats here. Steven Hillary going down the valley here with Komodo and Blada taking the twin buildings here. And Game Streamer Beamer pretty much open here in the middle. Eventually he's going to have a contact soon with Mama, who is going out pretty far here, playing dangerous. But yeah, I'm a fan of, at least on this OBJ, to do stuff like this. Then we have Humble, who's taking the north. going for the north there. Eventually getting taken out or seen by Dodger soon. Game streamer Beamer
Bungalow building, watch out.
shooting Mamano, giving the call out on him. Mama's pinned down now, and from both directions actually, from Humble and Game streamer Beamer. And now, what is he doing? Flashing. Yeah, I mean, not quite really getting him. In the meantime, we have Komodo, Stephen, Hillary going down the valley here, and Game streamer Beamer actually killing Mama. Am I a fan of them throwing the smokes on here? I mean, they could have just do it without any smokes, just go down because none of the defenders have been watching them, and now Dodger is aware of them crossing the valley, and they for sure are here now. As you can see, he's having an eye on him. Have I called out that Game streamer Beamer killed Mama? If not, he killed him. In fact, he's only downed. Mama able to get the caller now. Dodger actually shooting them here, taking the cross. Trying to take the cross. Have to Kretma is safe there. And then we have Humble still all the way in the north, next to the red truck here. Who's eventually able to do some damage on his way to rotate around. Steven and Komodo are for sure not able to rotate around without getting noticed anymore, because they just got called out and seen. So yeah, they're pinned down here, and Steven is doing the mistake of peeking this here. Is he getting killed by Dodger? Oh, it's close. They just need to risk it, and then it's not looking too good for them if they do it. And they actually are. Dodger killing Komodo here, making this a 4 against 4.5 in favor for Fireteam Inferno, because Amar is still down there and not confirmed yet. And Grant shooting Steve now. In fact, it was only pre-fire and a smoke goes ahead on Grant's position here. Is his vision blocked? Yes, it is. Grant not able to pre-fire Steven anymore, and Steven could eventually go for the flank here. Anyways, Humble shooting Shroma now here. Not killing him. And Grant actually getting Game streamer Beamer on his way there. Oh, I'm stuck. Sorry. Completely in the open. And yeah, Mighty Oats is just pinned down. They can't do anything. Humble here behind the wall. He's not able to get back from the wall at all. If he's not able to manage to kill Shroma here, because Shroma has good vision on him, and he has only the wall as a cover. And then we have Steven left, and Steven is also not able to do anything at all here. Dodger's having a vision on him, and yeah, he's behind the window. It's the advantage he has. So it's getting pretty close and not looking too good for Mighty Oats here. They have to eventually reorganize themselves a little bit here, because yeah, they can't keep on doing it like they are at the moment. Or Steven's able to get Dodger, to kill Dodger eventually. That could open some new ways for him here. I see they're communicating though. Trying to find a solution for this current situation there. And, yeah, I see him pre-firing these windows here, which is nice to see. It's an important thing on Downfall to just pre-fire the windows, because yeah, as you can see, Dodger and Shroma, they are behind windows, and a pre-fire could eventually kill them if it's correctly done, and if you're actually aiming here. Same for Grant. It's a thing on Downfall, right? And let's see, what is the third Mighty Oats player doing? It's Lada here. He's going to assist Steven. And Humble is able to make it next to Dodger though, even though Dodger's now hearing him giving the call out, I assume. Haven't hit one yet though. And Humble is, well, he couldn't proceed going for the right here. He can't peek this because Shroma is going to see him there, and he's aware of that, which is good to see. He's not, oh no, he is. He's watching the window now, and Shroma, huh? Whoa, Dodger also not killing him. What is going on here? Shroma throwing the smoke out of the window. Pretty sure Shroma saw him, but was doing nothing. And only 8 minutes left on the time. Grant and Arch killing Steven, and Shroma getting Humble and Grant Blooder. What a nice round here. First win for Fireteam Inferno. Wow. Humble was actually doing a good job there on the north. I don't know, Shroma should have been killing him. He eventually had a smoke in the hand that wasn't able to shoot. Happens too often. Yeah, I know how it feels to be in that situation, but yep. Sadly, they run out of time. They started to move on a little bit too late. It's something you sometimes need to yeah, I mean, you need a little bit of a feeling for it to just, if you're pinned down, to move on in time. But it was not a bad attack from Mighty Oats in my opinion. Just Fireteam Inferno having a good organized defense here, picking the windows, everybody peeking what he's supposed to, not over picking anything, not risking anything at all. Just doing it safe. Mighty Oats was having a little bit of an experimental attack, I would say, because Game Streamer Beamer just crawling down in the middle. It's something you do see, yes, but Game Streamer Beamer was just standing there all the time, and that caused him the death in the end. And Steven and I guess it was Blooder here, they've both been just pinned down. They used these smokes to cross the valley, which eventually was a little bit too early. Eventually they should have been using that smoke when they have been pinned down there on in these buildings. Anyways, starting into round 2. With the Mighty Oats defending this now, and Fireteam Inferno attacking. Yes, I mean, this is really a quick spawn. I don't know if you can call it quick spawn, but it's the closest one on the north here, and you can get a contact pretty soon. Game Streamer Beamer giving the call out on Dodger here on his way to move all the way over to the North Hotel, which is not ideal for Fireteam Inferno now for sure. Is Game Streamer Beamer able to see Dodger? Yeah, this palm tree is in the way. It's blocking his vision, and the other 4 players of Fireteam Inferno are taking the twins here. But Shroma actually moving quite slowly, making his way up to the middle. I don't know. No, it's walking fast, I assume. Okay, let's take a look on Mighty Oats defense here. We have Komodo on this building right there, and then Stephen Hillary on the main hotel, which actually in the second story, not watching the middle or anything like that. He's just peeking these stairs here, which is actually, something which is alright if Fireteam Inferno is going for the North Hotel, middle hotel, but he's bringing them nothing at all. He's just securing the main hotel and not using the advantage it has. For example, going on this rooftop here and getting an overview, even though it's pretty dangerous, or getting into the second story window right here, or eventually even taking the window right here and just securing a flank. Dodger now killing Blooder here behind this Vogue tower in this building, and it's a 5 against 4 for FDI now. Let's take a look. Archie pre-firing these windows, as I called. It's something. I should die, mama. Should try, mama. Actually, team killing Shroma here. Yeah, they're now destroying the advantage. I don't know where Shroma was at, but he was eventually going for the north flank here, making his way up to the enemies or main hotel. He said he wasn't able to catch it, but yeah, it's happens, but it's of course unlikely here. Now we have a 4 against 4, and yeah, Game Streamer Beamer on this building here, and actually the OBJ is totally open on the north now because the Vogue defender died. Dodger, yeah, I mean, we have the defenders watching Dodger's position now. Not at all anymore. Dodger would have been able to just make his way down here and then go for a cap. I mean, Game Streamer Beamer could see him indeed. Yeah, that could be something that is going to be a problem for him. But right now he's crossing and none of the defenders are seeing him. Humble is having a vision on the north, but yeah, he's not able to see him there. Dodger's making his way up further and further through the flank. And, eventually Mighty Olds, not realizing that they're open here from the back and just not watching it. And now we have the rest, 3 Fireteam Inferno players right there.
Can we get suppressive fire on maybe 2-story heli?
Game Streamer Beamer killing Mama. They've been standing there in the open. He was trying to get across to the building Komodo's in. And now they're smoking it off, trying to cross it safety.
Oh, I thought you meant... Wait, why don't we just smoke this pathway? 'Cause then... Alright, I'll smoke it then.
Game Streamer Beamer could have been having a vision on them now, but actually he's hearing Dodger. Dodger was just not taking the far flank, he was taking this building here. That was a mistake, eventually causing him the flank and getting killed from behind. No, but Game Streamer Beamer's killing Dodger. Nice reaction time. Dodger was not doing everything he could out of this situation, and yeah, Game Streamer Beamer having this nice pre-fire here. Actually blocking up the vision here on these windows. We see that the second time now in the 2 rounds. Both teams did that. Oh, let's take a look on here. They're not aware of Komodo plays there. He can do a lot of damage. Let's see, are they going to peek it? It's, yeah, they're the last 2 attackers here for Fireteam Inferno. Let's take a look on Komodo's POV. What's he going to do? I don't know, but now Komodo could see Archie here. Not killing Archie? Oh, killing Archie, but missed the first shot. Yeah, it's because of his sniper rifle or whatever he has. Grant Albatross getting the trade though, which means Grant is the last one alive here. It's a 1 against 3. Not looking too good for Grant, but he's eventually able to do something because yeah, they are spread out, and yeah, he only has 40 seconds left on the time. Sorry. Steven peeking him now and killing him. First round for Mighty Olds here. Oh, wow. Wow, here Steven wasn't taking a look on the stairs, as I mentioned in the beginning. The whole round he was then rotating, taking the second story and the back windows here, and yeah, managing to kill the last Fireteam Inferno player that way. Alright, yeah, Dodger, or I don't know, was it Dodger or Shroma here, who was taking the flank earlier this round. It could have been, yeah, he had potential there because he had a good position and none of the Evokes have been watching him at all. Could have been trying to go for that fully flank, did not do that, and yeah, Game Streamer Beamer was able to kill him there. I guess the mistake from Fireteam Inferno was to just... They had 1 flanker, yes, but then the rest, all the other 4 players of them have been sticking on 1 building and then getting killed 1 by 1 after time and on their way to cross to other buildings. So that is the mistake I assume here on Fireteam Inferno side. They could have been trying to spread out a little bit more and not stay next to each other. I mean, take it like that, even though it's not often seen on Downfall, but 1 frag on them could kill all of them. Except from the flanker here. Yes, anyways, nothing is lost yet. Scores are 1-1. And we have a new OBJ and Fireteam Inferno now starting on Volk again. So, in my opinion, being Master is way more hard on Downfall than being Volk. It's just, on Volk you just have to secure 1 OBJ, get some buildings around of it and then just focus on that, and on Master you have to attack, and it's it's more complex than on other maps. It's one of these maps where you need just the knowledge, like on quarantine. It's just something different here. Fireteam Inferno now defending this mighty old spawning here on the north spawn. Having 3 guys going for the twin buildings. And Blada on the north side. Humble going down the middle right there, which is oops. Which is something he can for sure do. If he's able to make it down this tent eventually in the main hotel or the helicopter, he can do a lot of damage. Something we sometimes see in this OBJ is attackers going inside of here and then capping behind his windows. Because some teams seem to not have it on their radar. And this is why Archie... Oh, Mama actually killing Humble here. This is why Archie's placed inside of this building. Just securing the enemies from flanking around. But he's the only one watching the OBJ and only having this sneaky position here. I'm actually a bit risky. If attackers are able to get out the Volk securing that flank. And actually killing Komodo right there.
Possible Echo 3.
Giving the Echo 3 call out. And it's the Echo 3, but will be an Echo 4 soon and is an Echo 4 now. Steven actually rezzing Komodo here. Since they are now pinned down a little bit, the mighty olds. Lola trying to shoot Archie in this building here, but Shroma is actually getting some shots on Blood here, not downing or killing him at all. Smoke actually doing not that much at all, not bringing him anything here. It's a 4 against 5. 3 of the attackers right here on the valley, actually taking the cross now. Steven and Komodo have been able to make it all the way here alive, and they can just walk further on. None of the defenders are actually watching this flank, which eventually is a little bit dangerous, because downfall is, it's about the land you have, you know. And Fireteam Inferno as a defender is not securing that much of the land here, because they're not watching the valley at all, which is something. If attackers are able to make it through the valley, then it's getting dangerous for you. If they're inside of the main hotel on this OBJ, it's really dangerous, because the main hotel is for the most OBJs here. A key point, I would say. Giving you control of the map with the vision you gain. Dodger here killing, downing Game Streamer Beamer. Komodo actually able to get a shot on Dodger.
I'm taking fire from volleys.
Yeah, Archie giving the wrong echo call out here. It's an echo 3 and he's only down, so it can be an echo 4. And if it's going to be, then Fireteam Inferno is thinking that only half of the attackers are still alive. It should eventually cause some problems here. Steven is not going for the rest at all. He's just ignoring his teammate down the floor, and I have to agree, getting him there is quite hard. And Komodo sorry. Komodo here throwing the smoke and going to continue forward and forward. Grant killing Steven though. I don't know what Steven did. Oh no, Steven tried to go for the north main hotel without saving, without peeking anything at all. Oh, can I get outside of it, please? Yeah, but no. Grant is still trying to shoot Blada here. Dodger actually confirming Game Streamer Beamer here. And it's a 1 against 5 unfair for Fireteam Inferno. That happened quick here.
Slowest push I've ever played.
It is.
Hey, I've got one.
It is a slow push, yeah. And now Blooder's Stroma's killing Blooder. Second point for Inferno. Alright, I don't know if I'm a fan of what was it Komodo did, just throwing the smoke in front of himself 4 times to eventually go for the rest. I don't know if it's quite helping out that match, because if the enemies, the Volks, see a smoke jumping up and down 4 times in a row, then they're going for the pre-fire through the smoke. And yes, eventually you should have just tried to throw the smoke and yeah, block the visions and then try to go for the rest there. And instead of just throwing the smoke every time again, making enemies know that you are inside of there, was the reason why they pre-fired you in there. Instead you could have just tried to throw the smoke and get inside of it, and the enemies then eventually might go for a pre-fire or think, yeah, it's a smoke, they crossed. But if you throw it, then they 100% know that you're inside of there. I mean, what else should it be, you know? Yeah, Mighty O's actually losing this without killing one Fireteam Inferno defender here was yeah, a weird attack, but Devin, of course, having a good, nice try here, just not able to make it past the Fireteam Inferno's defense here. For example, Steven making his way up to the main hotel and then just not checking the windows, which is something you need to do on Downfall here. Scores are 1-2 in favor for Fireteam Inferno, but now we're jumping to round 4 and eventually Mighty O's is able to turn the dice around again, because it's Downfall and it's Vogue now. It's Vogue time for them. Having the same OBJ as Fireteam Inferno had last round, and now they're actually spawning right there. Fireteam Inferno team. What are they going to do? 2 taking the Valley, and Dodger and Troma eventually going for the twin building there. No, Dodger is also taking the Valley, and only Mama is going alone for the north here. I remember Mighty O's doing the same. Let's take a look on the defense here. Game Streamer Beamer making his way up to the heli, which is quite nice to see because you have the mill in your vision and you have the flank. Nice position here. Stephen Hillary again on the main hotel, watching the flank behind and the stairs, the entrance stairs. Kumona this building here, Humble there, and no one placed on the OBJ, which indeed is a little bit dangerous. Because if Blooder Game Streamer Beamer is dead and they're able to make it through the heli here, they can, as mentioned, go inside of here and cap. So actually only Streamer Beamer and Blooder attacking the middle, which is alright. I mean, 2 defenders, it's not easy and open. So yeah, they have a solid defense in my opinion. Mama here on the north, making some noise here, eventually trying to distract.
Does the echo count echo 5? 4 minutes on the clock.
Alright, now it's getting a little bit
There's still, I think, in 2-story. I don't
slowly. I mean, we still have more than half of the time left, and the round is calming down a little bit. Fireteam Inferno. Again, all 3 of them in the same building, which is dangerous. Because enemies, as soon as they are aware of that, as soon as Mighty see that, they can just watch the cross. And the only way for Fireteam Inferno to make it outside of this building safely is go back into the valley. The smoke is for sure Making Matteo seeing them, but Air Archie is able to cross the safety, is he? Yes. Matheus was seeing him but not shooting at all. Dodger also crossing the safely. Oh no, only Grant left here. Is it Grant? Grant, yes. Streamer trying to shoot the one.
Twin north.
And now is able to get Mama. No, Mama is able to make it back down just in the moment behind this hill. And Archie killing Humble.
Like, between the two. I didn't though, just.
It's 3 against 3 now. And well, Fireteam Inferno is now pretty close to that. To that main hotel, and if they're able to make it inside of it, then it's getting dangerous. And I see my mic is a little bit too loud. I'm sorry.
I can suppress.
Oops. Yeah, Dodger now having to reload because he was pre-firing everything. Yes, and inside of the window here. Komodo here. Eventually seeing Dodger and Archie soon here. No, not seeing him through the window. It was close, I assume. It was close. Yeah, it's everything. The whole gameplay is just them firing through windows here. And actually Dodger now, oh, sorry, is making his way inside of the main hotel soon. Nobody's watching it, only oh, Game Streamer Beamer killing Dodger though. What a nice peek off by Game Streamer Beamer here. The smoke eventually, sadly, yeah, being thrown a little bit too far. If Stroma was able to throw the smoke just a little bit better and a little bit more on point, then Dodger wouldn't be dead here. Grant is now getting killed by Komodo, and yes he is. What a nice pick off. And now take a look at that Stroma here. Throwing 2 more smokes. Was it even his smoke there on the... Yeah, I don't know. I just assumed that here Blood killing Archie, and it's yeah, not looking too good for Fireteam Inferno's side now. Stroma making his way up to the heli, not realizing that there's a Volk inside, and Game Streamer Beamer. What? Killing him. I was in fact quite worried for a quick moment because Game Streamer Beamer was missing his half magazine here on Stroma. I don't know how it happened, but Stroma was somehow not aware of Game Streamer Beamer being inside of this heli, even though he killed 1 or 2 teammates from this position here, and somehow the smoke landed there. So eventually it was just forgetting to peek it. I don't know. But we see 2 really good Volk defense layer teams, I would say. Their strongest games are not on Master, they are really Volk based, in my opinion. And yeah, on this map, Volk rounds are just easier. I just have to say that. And at least not as hard to master as Master teams. Don't get me wrong, it's not like when you're Volk, you have no, yeah, you're winning 100%, no, it's not like that. But on Master, you need to take care of a little more things. We have seen actually no cap yet. Teams aren't even getting close to cap, it's just every round is a 1 against 1 in the end, 5 against 1 in the end. It's not even getting close, but it's not like one team is being far ahead of the other. It's, when on Volk, both teams are doing a good job. And yeah, even on Marsov, I don't see any huge drastic mistakes. It's just them being experienced here in Volk. And then we have a new OBJ, and round number 5 is starting with Inferno. On the defense here on this OBJ, which is quite hard, and in my opinion it's hard, I have to admit, because A quick spawn could be dangerous, but actually, Mighty is not having a quick spawn. Spawning right there, back there. Mama, what is he going to do? Is he going inside of this building? Yep, he is. I assume he's going for the twins, but he wouldn't be able to make it there in time. And look at that. All 5 Mighty Oats players taking this. None of them taking the north yet. And the defenders, 1 in the main hotel, 2 on the OBJ, 1 taking the lower one, the upper, sorry, Mama in this building here. Wow. Solid defense and an attack here without anyone flanking and being surprisingly. So, no surprises here for Inferno, I would say. No one jumping on them from behind. Just a 5 against 5 and all 5 of them on one spot, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. It can be quite powerful. But Mama killing Bladder. Oh, my voice is disappearing. I'm sorry. Stephen Hillary now peeking this. Wow. Getting killed by Mama. Yeah. I was asking myself why I was doing that. It was quite dangerous because he was aware of Mama being inside of this building here, peeking the window and then just going outside of here and peeking it. It's dangerous, and eventually the smoke should have been getting the building, blocking the vision of Mama and not just being right there where it is. And now it's a 2 against 5. I don't know how I missed another one dying, but Mama giving the collar on Komodo now, taking White House. Well, and the last player still there where they been 2 minutes ago. And it's a fast round. 2 against 5 within the first 2 minutes. A smoke. He's getting killed by Dodger. Yeah, smoke wasn't the best thing to do if you throw a smoke, make enemies looking at you, and then peek a little bit more next to the smoke. Yeah, but yeah, nice try though. Now it's only up to Humble here, and he has still more than half of the time left. So what is he going to do? Is he going to eventually take the flank and try to do something else, since all of the defenders are now focusing on this side here he is on, because all the other attackers have been taking this direction? Or is he just going to continue walking this way? And it looks like he's going to do that. Take a look on all these windows here, and able to cross this. Mama not watching him. No, he is. Mama is. Are you going to see him? No. He's not taking the windows here. He's taking the twin. But now he is. Mama, let's take a look on his POV. It's the wrong dude. Oh, again. Humble killing Mama. Ah, I'm so sorry for misclicking here 2 times. Is he going to eventually get this? I don't know. Take a look on that. Dodger getting killed by Humble here. What a nice peek off across this huge distance. He was able to see him on the rooftop. Just a small head. Humble killing him. What a nice pick here. Making a 1 against 5. A 1 against 3 now. If he's able to kill one more, he killed more than half of the defenders here. It's not... I mean, he has a chance, and still a little bit more less than... A little bit less than 2 minutes left. 1 minute 30 soon. Which is okay. The time is not being totally against him. He still has time to do some actions, but he has to do them now. He has to, if he's trying to get a little bit more far rotation here through the main hotel, because it's now open. He has to do it now. But he's not going to. He's going to take it slow here. So, what can we say? Actually, my mic is too low now. I have no idea what's happening. 50 seconds left. 1 against 3 here, and yep, Fireteam and Inferno having every possible position for the OBJ now. Ran checking this side here. Shroma being upstairs. Archie checking downstairs here because you're able to make it inside of this building here downstairs and cap from right here. Which is quite hard, and Archie is having a good corner right there.
Might hear smoke coming up.
He's smoking. Getting Shroma! Oh my god. It was a 1 against 5 and 90 seconds left, but Archie is killing him. Very well, Fireteam Inferno able to get the 3rd round now. But oh my god, I was Humble, right? Yeah, Humble was doing an awesome job here, making it a 1 against 2, starting on a 1 against 5. I don't know what the attackers from Mighty Oats did here. Eventually they should have just having everybody taking the twins, because that's quite something risky to do. When yes, you need somebody taking the twin, because otherwise the Wolf dude is able to make it inside of it and then flank you all the way from behind. So it's good to have 2, 3 taking that, but the rest should have eventually gone for the middle or taking the north, just in the end just distracting Fireteam Inferno from defending this. Because if the Volk is aware of all of you guys being on one direction, coming from one direction, they have this advantage, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, Fireteam Inferno having a good defense here, but I have to admit there was such a nice try from the Mighty Oats player there. And we're starting into round number 6. Mighty Oats now defending this, and we've actually we've seen not a single defending loss right here. Yeah, none of these teams have been losing a defending round yet. Quite stunning. Yeah, this is why Fireteam Inferno is having the more points. So, and actually Fireteam Inferno having the quick spawn, I didn't realize that. Game Streamer Beamer make his way up to the main hotel. Not getting picked up. Mama on the hilly bungalow now, and Game Streamer Beamer here in the 2nd story, which is a good.
Right, so for the people on east, I need you to get your eyes on that left side and the mid side near the helicopter.
Getting Dodger.
You're still on that 2nd floor, boys.
Oh, I'm stuck. Alright, well, now Inferno's pinned down. They have no way to make it to the north hotel, or more to the north here, because yeah, the defenders are watching that, and making pass here is also pretty hard. So if you have the quick spawn, your goal basically is just, well, a good thing to do. I'm not saying that every team is doing the same, but what some teams used to do is to make it inside of the main hotel as fast as possible, and if you're able to do that, you have a pretty good advantage here when on attack, because you're so close to that OBJ. That's something the quick spawn is giving you, which can be quite important. Game Streamer Beamer here in the 2nd story of main hotel, and yeah, they're for sure not able to make it past him without a fight if he's going to rotate around to the other side here. And well, Inferno smoking this off now, which is quite a decent smoke. Bladders and Steven View is a little bit stopped here, and Streamer Beamer catching out Archie here. Eventually lack of communication on Inferno's side, because they should have been able to communicate, Streamer Beamer being outside of here, because he has been trying to shoot Dodger in the beginning. Yeah, eventually Archie just forgot about that, or they didn't give that call out, which is important. Mama is making his way up to the main hotel now. Doing that alive, streamer not watching it, just watching the other side. Got smoke here, and is streamer seeing him? Oh yeah, nice pre-fire by streamer. Smoke not getting in, and now they're coming from both directions. No, they're not. Taking the same entrance at the same time eventually, but it's dangerous for them to make it inside. Mama made it though. Komodo not watching the entrance, which they could have tried. Just watching the entrance, because to make it inside you can't just walk this way. You have to go all the way around here and then go inside here. And Mama is now slowly going upstairs. Let's take a look on Games through Bima's position POV now, because he has actually 3 attackers on him. Quite not the situation you wanna be in, hearing 4 guys around you. Mama going on top of the rooftop now. Clearing it out, I guess. Only 3 attackers are still alive. Oh, Streamer Bima jumping down, getting Mama. I accidentally jumped away. That's sad. Game Streamer Bima just jumped down here, got Mama, and went back upstairs again. That was such a nice kill. Sad we haven't been seeing that. Is he getting Grand now? Wow! What a pre-fire here. Game Streamer Bima doing an unbelievable good job. The only one alive is Dodger, who's eventually getting killed by him now. Or by Komodo. Yes, he is. Third point for Mighty O's, and we can see the first map is going to be so close and interesting. This next round will decide everything. Game Streamer Beamer doing an unbelievable good job here, having 8 kills, the most kills out of everyone here on the whole match from both sides. And I have to say that was quite a good play on the main hotel, just dropping out of this window and pre-firing Mama, and I guess was able to kill two or three out of the attackers here. Fireteam Inferno just doing the mistake of staying back on their spawn a little bit too long. If they had been able to make it inside of the hotel and kill Game Streamer Beamer, would for sure look eventually a little different there on the attacker side for Fireteam Inferno. But now Fireteam Inferno is on the Vogue side, and from what we've seen here on the match, we haven't seen a single team winning on Marsok at all yet on map number 1. And if you're going to continue with that, Fireteam Inferno should be taking the next round and the first map of that, because they're really having 4 wins, 4 rounds on this map here. And as you know, you need 4 wins to take a map. Or eventually, Mighty Owls are able to break this row of just losing on Marsok, and will actually get this win here and take the first map home, since it was their pick. Just to say that Downfall was Mighty Owl's pick. Yep, it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting for sure. A lot of pressure now here, since this win can mean a lot for both teams. Their match history was not looking too good yet of the season, so yep. This match is important, I would say, and it's getting really intense and interesting. We're starting into round 7. Yes, I thought I got a tease for a second, but I actually got not this time. Round 7. Let's take a look on Inferno. Okay, Archie. Hammer getting Schromer. What a nice instant. Oh, what a nice pre-fire. Archie getting blooded though. It's a 4 against 4. Yeah, Mighty was having nice pre-fire here. Not even pre-fire, just fast action here for this spawn. The smoke not landing where it was supposed to land, I assume. Eventually it was supposed to block Grant's vision here. And now we have Archie on the OBJ, we have Mama on this building here, Grant plays there, Dodger right there, and I'm sorry for the message here on the bottom right, I'm sorry. Well, if you want to, you can make it inside of here and go for a cap, which is not needed for Mighty Owls to win this one now. A cap is not needed here, and eventually they are just not aiming for it. Mighty Owls could have been just aiming for kills. What I assume they're going to do now is just staying back, taking a look where the defender's positioned at, and then giving the call out and then trying to kill them one by one and just focusing on the kill here, not that much on the OBJ. Or they're trying to go for a 5-3 win here. I don't know. We will for sure see. But from what I've seen, from what I'm seeing here, it's slightly a bit more passive, I would say. Not except from the beginning, they're not really aggressive playing here, which is something you not see often in downfall aggressive plays. Komodo behind the North Hotel, watching the sniper building.
Steven, tell me when you took the south building.
Yeah, man.
Let's take a look on the kills real quick. Steven having 1, Humble, Komodo having 4, Blooder 2, and Gamestream be my 8 here. The nice last round he had. Mama having 3, Grant and Archie 4, and Dodger, the most kills on Fireteam Inferno side, having 5. And we see and can eventually hear that Inferno is saying Mighty Owls now, eventually giving callouts on them. And as I called, the last deciding round here on Downfall is getting interesting, and both teams are putting up nice combats here with this good defense here from Fireteam Inferno. Just everybody in one building here, and there's not too bad attack it from Mighty Owls, as you can see here. Take a look on that. They're just having a formation, I would say, here. From every side, no one going for the flank too hard. Eventually Steven will be, because there's only Dodger watching Steven's position a little bit. But Grant getting game streamer Beamer now. He was just going for it through the middle. That was a mistake. Just going through the middle, not thinking about Grant being inside of the window here. And now Fireteam Inferno having the advantage here of winning the first map. But take a look on Humble's position here, who was laying down, and look how far he has made it. Archie is just, I mean, Humble would be able to just lay down, make his way up to the OBJ and get a cap, because Archie's not watching the OBJ. I don't know what he's actually doing. Is just staying here and listening for audio. But what if Humble is crawling, being slow, making his way to the OBJ, not making any audio at all? That's something Archie would just not peek. And then Mama also not watching it at all. Mama is just staying here. No, Mama is actually watching OBJ. I have to excuse. I was not seeing the laser here from Mama. Mama is having a C4 placed behind him. Where's that C4? That's I wanna find out where that C4 is placed. Is that I mean, it's not securing the OBJ. Is it in? No. Well, I guess we will find out. Is it upstairs eventually? That could be an idea. Eventually Fireteam Inferno is expecting them to go upstairs, and then they have Mama downstairs here, and Steven killing Dodger. Take a look on that. Nice pre-fire here. And Humble is now here, and Mama hearing him, not letting any C4 explode, because he Doesn't have a C4 upstairs. And the C4 actually was placed here, I believe. Not getting him. But Mama getting humble. Mama was quite getting confused. Just shooting anything.
Good guys, good was clear.
And my TOs have been running out of time. Wow, yeah, I have to say, my TOs did a good job here. Nice try, but sadly running out of time, just moving a little bit too quick, and I didn't notice any Mighty O's attackers here running, and eventually going for that cap. That's why I got confused a little bit, because the round ended. I didn't saw no action. Except from Steven, there was another player just doing nothing, just staying back. So I was quite confused that they run out of time, because I also didn't take a look at the time. Yeah, that's something you have to do. I mean, a round definitely is long enough on a VRML match. With 6 minutes, you can do almost everything. You can do everything with 6 minutes we have, but somehow Mighty Horse managed to run out of time 2 times now. And they're not... I don't think that they're really realizing it, because I'm not noticing them to go fast or stuff. And I mean, yes, you hear the beep your clock is doing, your watch. I don't know if you guys know, but every time only 30 seconds are left in the time. You hear a little beep beep. just for a reminder. Alright, what to be in map number 2? Leave me your opinion and your guess in the comments in the live chat. I will read them. Well, I give you some quick seconds because I already know the next map. You're not seeing a reels here. The next map number 2, will be Egress. Not often seen this map, in my opinion. Oops. I'm sorry. If you take a look on the matchup, Egress. Was it played at all? Yes! Inferno. 11 rounds on Egress. Winning rate of 64%. And it was Inferno's pick. Eventually explaining Inferno's pick because they have quite good stats there for today. And Egress, as you might know, Egress is a little bit of a more mixed map in my opinion. You don't really have a long combat range. Yeah, you don't have a long range combat situation at all. Eventually, if you're in the park, the rest is more medium combat or even close combat here. So this is going to be a interesting map here, and it's Fireteam Inferno's map choice. Curious to see what's going to happen now. Mighty Horse, yeah, not banning this map, even though it's one of the better maps for Inferno here. You will see. Alright, I'm pretty sure we will jump into round 1 pretty soon. Well, Inferno taking home map number 1. It was a tight. It was a really close map number 1 in my opinion. And both teams doing a good job. Now it's up to the second map. If Mighty O's is able to win map number 2, we will have a third deciding map, which will get again a lot more interesting and yeah, interesting. Interesting. Let's just tell you about it. So yeah, map number 3 will be just... If map number 3 is a deciding round, you will have a lot of pressure, so you will see that in the gameplay, making this really... here. I just forgot the word I was trying to say, I'm sorry. Anyways, starting into round number 1 on Egress. No, we're not. I got teased again. Wow, they like to prank me, I guess. Not starting into round number 1, even though As I see everybody's ready, and we will do it pretty soon. So what am I expecting here from the Mighty, from Inferno here as the attacker team, starting on Master Key because it was their pick. Mightyos can decide the side they're going to start on, and most teams choose Volk just for the Volk advantage you have, which was in fact the key point for Fireteam Inferno winning on Downfall, because they just have been keeping on winning on Volk. Even though you lose every Master round, if you just keep on winning Volk, then you get the first map as a win. You know what I'm talking about. And that's a problem on map number 2. Even though it's their pick, they're not starting on Volk now, and Mighty O's can take that advantage for them. And yes, number 1 will start pretty soon. In the meantime, we can take a look on these nice clips here. The top right, this little clip window. Recap from some of the nicest kills in my opinion. Some really nice ones we have seen here. Nice one-taps and nice headshots. Both teams having a good gun control. Here we're starting into round number 1.
That was heavily against me because I'm short. He dropped the mag I gave it on a clip.
51.75.
Where's Dodger? Dodger, raise your hand.
I've nearly gone the wrong way, mate.
Yeah, Dodger accidentally taking the wrong direction. Walking the wrong way. Let's take a look on Mighty's defense here a little bit. Yeah, okay. I wasn't seeing blood. I was on my way to say it's a little bit risky because none of them are watching the uplink at all. But take a look on Humble's position here. That's such a good one here. Watching through the window and the door. Take a look on Cat. I'm not quite sure if he's able to see that much. But yeah, it's a good one. You can see Archie pretty soon eventually. I mean, if you take a look on his laser here, he should be. Then Dodger and Shroma getting this far flank right here. Going to have contact with Steven soon, or Komodo, or Game Streamer Beamer. All three of the defense. Oh, take a look on Game Streamer Beamer's position here. You don't see that all the time. It's a good one. Quite often meta. Komodo actually seeing Dodger giving the call on him. And Humble was eventually seeing Archie because he was shooting. And Archie rotating back down. Here in the hotel. And Steven killing Shroma. How did that happen? What was that? That was a nice peek from Steven here, actually. Did not realize that at all. It's yeah, the attacker had no chance to do anything here. Well, we have two of the Fireteam Inferno players inside of here, and I know both of these teams eventually, I would say, pretty well, from what I can say, because yeah, I'm also playing European League, if you don't know me. And from what I can say about these two teams is that they like to do some experimental stuff, and most of the time, not every time, but like to play off meter. Both teams are. Dodger actually trading Steven there in the back. Both teams like to play off meter, yeah, and don't take the positions you normally expect from them, yeah, from teams, which is something good in my opinion to play a little bit different and be unexpected, which both teams are actually mastering pretty well. Dodger not confirming Steven though, which is kind of weird for me. Steven did some noise. He should have been able to hear Steven. Now he is. Okay. 4 against 4. It's alright. Dodger is now behind them. Going to have contact with Games from Beamer soon because he was rotating all the way up here. And one of the Fireteam Inferno attackers actually got downed. Was it Archie? I believe so. No, it was Mama. I don't know what that happened, but somebody here, Blooder, is having a good eye on this right here. Wow, he's not confirming Mama though, but now he should be because the smoke is actually quite an obvious sign of Dodger killing Humble, but Streamer trading him again. And yeah, Mama just got rest. It's a 3 against 3 now. Everything is still open. Let's take a look at Mama's POV here. No, Blooders actually. It's he has a nice angle here. Look at this. It's hard to see him. Pretty hard to see him since we only have his head there, and he sees pretty much everything there. Komodo is coming from behind now. He was taking the flank, getting Mama and Grant eventually from behind. If he is going to continue walking faster, because he's not. Let's take a look. Komodo, can you see them? Yes, getting Mama. Grant Albatross now aware of that. Throwing this flash not on Komodo's position. No! What? Komodo getting Grant here. Grant was just not realizing that Komodo's coming from behind, even though Komodo was shooting it quite many times now. It's up, you need to hear. And now Archie, the last one alive. Going for the cap here. Games Streamer Beamer not pre-flying. Is Archie able to cap? Take a look on that. Wow. What was that here? What a nice cap from Archie. It was a 1 against 3. Game Streamer Beamer was even on that OBJ. He was seeing these smokes there and was just not doing anything. He wasn't pre-firing at all. And if you see a walking smoke, you can eventually assume that somebody is inside of it. And in fact, Archie was having the smoke equipped, but Game Streamer Beamer was just not pre-firing it at all. And he just, I know, he took a I know what he did. He should have been going for the pre-fire there. In fact, Meteos did a good job on defending here, I have to say. Many off-meter positions here, so many things most of the teams do not expect. And then Komodo flanking from behind. I don't know how Grant Albatross was not hearing him doing that, but somehow Mama... Yeah, Mama got killed and Grant just not peeked that and just not realized that because he was under pressure. Because in front of him another one was shooting him. Eventually there was a reason. And yeah, both of them that got killed by Komodo here. And then Archie with this unbelievable cap. I actually wasn't expecting it to work out. Inferno now taking the first 2 points here. Thanks to Archie. Wow. I have to say, that was such a nice round here from both teams. Just the eventually small mistake from Game Streamer Beamer not going for this pre-fire here cost them the round, I would say. Oh, we're starting into round 2 and Fireteam Inferno is now defending this. What do you guys think? Your opinions on this last round? Was a nice one. Let's take a look on Inferno's defense here. What are they doing? How are they doing it? Grant getting the middle hotel here now, just making his way further on inside. Is he going downstairs? No, he's not. Game Streamer Beamer hearing that though, giving the call out. But is C4 placed? not the best possible position here, because if Mighty O's is making their way upstairs here, they can see it without any doubt. Eventually, you should have been trying to throw it right here. They can't see it that way, and okay, it was Archie, I believe. Okay, sorry. Well, all five of the Mighty Owl's attackers are pretty close to each other here. 2 taking the cat and the other 3 right here. Steven's Hillary though, going all the way downstairs. He's going upstairs or the other side here, but Schroma's watching that. I don't know what happened, but one of the Mighty O's attackers actually got killed by Grant. And if Steve is making his way upstairs there through the tunnel, Schroma's going to hear him and kill him. Yeah, it was Grant, I believe, with the C4 there. Oops, sorry. None of the defenders are watching this, actually. The OBJ is quite open. Only Dodger is being close to that OBJ. Of course, Amar is still able to shoot them on their way to cross, even though he's hiding now, which is kinda... yeah, not watching the OBJ anymore. Well, if they're able to kill Dodger now, get some smokes. Only Archie is left, able to rotate back to the OBJ, which would be dangerous. Steven is now making his way up here again. If no is smoke, so what I think Fireteam Inferno could have been doing better is, instead of throwing a smoke down here, they could have tried and throw a frag eventually, because a frag would have been getting Steven now, and a smoke is in fact doing nothing but just blocking the vision here. And I don't know if that's something good for you if you have the advantage here. And well, Mighty O's throwing this smoke here now. Komodo and Humble made it that far now, and Komodo's on top of here. Is he able to see one of them? One of the defenders here, eventually Dodger? Because if he's going to peek now, he can't kill Dodger, and Dodger is not even watching that. Shroma is even trading, but Shroma only downed. And Games from Beamer left, finishing him off. Mama getting the rotation. Yeah, he was right there in the beginning, and now he's all the way over here. But he's rotating back. Komodo killing Dodger, as I called. And now the OBJ is free. Archie is not rotating back at all here. He has a C4 on his body. I don't know where exactly, but the C4 is open. They could have been making it way more further now. Archie's dead. The OBJ is open. Humble is not realizing that. Oh, only Grant left. But Humble killing Grant.
Yes, sir. Oh, fuck yeah.
Nice attack here from Mighty Owls, and they are now able to get the first point in Egress, getting a little bit of a comeback here. Yeah, Fireteam Inferno having this, I would say, dangerously defense here, having only Dodger on the OBJ, watching the OBJ, and then Archie peeking it a little bit later on, and then also getting killed, and then the OBJ was free. If Mighty Owls was having I don't know, eventually was a little bit of a lack of communication. I don't know exactly what happened, but eventually I could have been trying to go for a cap if they have in the way of the kill count, or it's just them aware of the kill count, knowing the last one is not on the OBJ, but they want to play it safe because Fireteam Inferno had that cap last round, and they now need to come back safely. Eventually they try to do that. The cap could have been turning everything around, but in fact they got the 1 point, got the round, and are now on Volk again. Both teams doing a good job here. What a close fight here with Grant, the last man alive. I guess it was a 1 against 2 or 3 in the end. And my toast was not aware of Grant not checking the OBJ, I guess. Alright, I see many nice actions here. I hope you guys in this stream also are enjoying this with me, since it's since you have some nice combats here. Some pretty nice close ones. Going to appreciate everyone here in the chat, I see you all. And I hope everything is working fine. If not, let me know in the chat please, and I'm going to correct everything. And yes, I guess in the meantime, while we're waiting for round 3 to start, let's give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors here, which are Exclaim ProTube, VR, and Newon Hager the Manager. And yeah, feel free to use our HyperX code HXVRML23 to get a discount here and support the VRML. Yeah, without all of our sponsors, everything wouldn't be possible, and yeah, use shoutouts to them. Of course, you guys, the community, is also so important for us, and you being in the stream is so nice. It's much more fun with you in the chat here. And we're starting now soon into round 3 here, and this is such an awesome match. It's great. We actually do have a new OBJ, and yeah, I'm going to show you as soon as round 3 is going to start. Going to wait some more seconds. I see everybody's already ready, which means it's not going to take too long for round 3 to start here. And well, from what I've seen, Mighty also for sure have a eventually. So what do I expect from them defending this now, Mighty O's? In general, I would say Mighty O's is defending a little bit more aggressive. They normally have one player taking a flank or rushing it, 1 or 2. They focus sometimes a little bit more less on the OBJ and take these unexpected spots, which is one of the strongest things Mighty O's are doing, and one of the things and reasons why you have to peek every corner, very possible corner, when you're facing them here. But I have to say, Fireteam Inferno also doing a little bit kind of that. Not taking the meta spots, not taking everything you would expect here. So it's yeah, makes this cast even more interesting. And take a look on how Mighty O's is defending this. They have Bloodar here inside of this room, Grey behind these boxes here, and Game Streamer Beamer, Sparrow, Humbler upstairs here. Eventually, with a C4. Yes, with a C4. I don't know where it's placed exactly. I seem to not find the C4s all the time. I don't know. They're having such weird C4 spots that I can't find them. We see eventually he still has a C4 equipped though, and he's going to throw it. A C4 throw, will we see that? I don't think so. Then we have Stephen Hillary all the way on the back here, just securing the park, the gas station, I would say. Which Archie, Shroma, and Dodger are actually taking, and the other two attackers, Mama and Grant, are here next to Humble and Game Streamer Beamer. Frag landing on the rooftop here, not getting anything, but a close frag. Could have been dangerous. And let's take a look on Steven's POV here. Oh, he's downstairs. Alright, he's not going to see them too quick here. Oh, Mama making noises here. Getting flashed. Yeah, Flash was connecting here, as you can see. C4. Ah, I missed where the C4 detonated, but it was somewhere here. Not killing anyone. Grant and Mama are staying back now. Now they're actually peeking it though. Bloodar seeing Archie on the gas station here, who was actually smoking off his vision here. Damn, Mama pre-firing Game Streamer Beamer here. Not killing anyone. Nobody's killed. Dodger getting Steven here. Whoa, only Bloodar and Grey left. Actually, they're going to rotate back. I don't know. Grant getting Games from a Beamer who was walking up here, not aware of Mama on the back. Or, I don't know, he was just... I don't know what he was doing exactly. Humble is staying back now, watching. Fireteam Inferno going down these stairs. Which is going to happen soon. Is Mama going to continue walking forward? Let's stick to this combat real quick. I know there's action going on here, but Mama... make us well outside of here. But... Humble, pre-fire, wow. Humble getting Mama, Grey getting Archie, and Grey getting also Shroma here. Then a frag from Grant. Getting Humble, downing him. What an awesome frag. The thing I just said 1 round ago seems to be changing now. What I said is them just using smokes instead of frags. They should have been trying to use more frags. And they are doing that now. It's a 2 against 2. These past 30 seconds have been filled with a lot of action. I actually wasn't able to follow this. But now, Grant upstairs, Dodger right here. And Blooder and Grey left on the OBJ. They for sure are not aware of the kill count, Blooder and Grey, because there have been a lot of trades. Do we see here Blooder now? Knowing where Grant is at. No C4 plays. Behind here, for example. Good C4. Position here. And Grant and Blooder trading. But Grant is downed. Giving the -3 call out here. Take a look on his kills here. Having 4 kills. And Dodger actually picking Grey, who's the last man alive. It's a 1.5 against 1 and Grant is giving the call out. Dodger, is he going for the cap? For the res? He could have been going for the cap. Yeah, Dodger getting Grey. I actually have to correct myself. With a smoke, Dodger could have eventually been going for the cap, but yeah, would be eventually a little bit too risky now. And Fireteam and Inferno having 3 points now. Killing Egress here, doing an unbelievable good job. Mighty O's was having a good defense here with Games from a Beamer and Humble making their way up upstairs there. The C4 was just not connecting. Since I was not able to find that C4, I believe it just was a little bit of a weird spot, since it was exploding in the sky, if you know what I'm talking about. It wasn't like facing to the enemies. Eventually an accidentally wrong play C4 there. Anyways, that was quite a good round. A really intense round here, and I have to drink something, sorry. Alright, yeah, I was screaming too much. My voice is gone now. Oh, wow. Well, Fireteam Inferno is now on Vogue, and they can actually take the match home with this one last round here. And Mighty Owls has to, in best case, cap now to make them eventually a little more realistic of a comeback now. And everything looks like Fireteam Inferno might be able to take the next rounds, and with that the whole match home. But even if the match isn't done yet, because we will have 3 maps, it's a best out of 3, and even though Fire and Team Inferno winning 2 maps, map number 3 is still deciding whether they're going to take out much MMR or less MMR, depending on if they win or not. Anyways, map number 2 isn't decided yet, and take a look at what Mighty O's are doing, since everything is still open. Having all 4 of them staying right here, just going for it, and only Blooder rotating here. Are able to kill Steven and Grey. Steven was just I don't know if you have heard that, but Archie was screaming. Steven was just walking for it, not They're not reacting. It's sometimes a thing of reaction time. And yeah, Mama just confirming them one last time to make sure they're not alive and not getting rest. But Game Streamer B was able to kill Mamano, making this a 3 against 4 in favor for Fireteam Inferno. Wow, Mama was doing an unbelievable good job here with his position here, which is normally one of the expected ones. This time Mighty also just not checking it, but Game Streamer B was able to trade him off. Dodger actually killing Blooder here.
Minus 1, Echo 1. Is that or 2? Echo 2.
Yeah, actually accidentally giving the Echo 1. It's an Echo 2
On the main
though.
street right beside me here. He was running from gas station.
It's not looking too good. 1 against 4. 2 against. Ach man. 2 against 4. Yeah, Dodger confused me. And Humble, take a look on him. Downstairs. Flashing Archie. No. Throwing the flash. It's not connecting. Archie is knowing where he's at and killing him now.
Echo 2. Or maybe 1, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's Echo 1, yeah. The kill count is something they have to practice, but Grant actually killing Game Streamer Beamer, winning map number 2. Wow, what was that for a round? Mama just killing it with this. Spot there upstairs, killing 2 of the attackers. And then this really stable and nice defense here from Fireteam Inferno. Winning map number 2 and map number 1, and this way the whole match. But we are not done yet, guys. We still have map number 3, which is going to be the map which, even though Mighty Joseph lost this map can still do everything and decide how much MMR they will lose. Is it going to be 10 MMR points or 20 or I don't know. That's what this map will eventually decide. Bizarre, map number 3 for today. Mighty O's pick. Give me just 2 seconds and then we will take a look on the map and talk about this. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, some of you might know me and some of you might know it's one of my favorite maps because it's such a well-balanced map. You have long-range combat where you have to shoot across the whole street. You have close-range combat, for example, in the Bazaar. Yeah, the main Bazaar, the main market, some people call it. And yeah, that's why I love this map, and that's why many teams love this map. It's a great map. And that's the reason why this is going to be a really interesting one. With Fireteam Inferno starting on Vogue now because they have been not picking this one and have been able to decide the team they are going to start on. For those of you not familiar with Onward, I guess now it's a little bit too late because you seem to have been watching the whole cast, but if you have not understood the game yet, you have two sides. You have either Vogue or Mastock. Vogue is trying to defend the objective, it's the uplink, and Mastock is trying to send a code into the uplink, a 7-digit code I believe it was. As you have been able to see it back then from Archie here on Egress. It's something that can really be quite a match deciding thing if you do it correctly, and if you manage to do it, it's always nice. It's like, anyways, it's starting into round. Oh, I can't do this. I'm getting teased again. I'm pretty sure they want to throw me here. They just Acting like they're starting and then pick them. Anyways, I'm just going to say we're starting into the next round when they actually are in the map. I don't want to tease you again with this. Well, now we are starting into round number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Bazaar, round number 1. Mighty O starting attacking now.
Play quick, have that gun up, throw smoke, utilities, anything like that. Be aggressive. We lost already, basically. I'm just saying that. Unless we get 5 points. If you can do that, I'll give you guys a good bonus.
Finally a raise. Been paid.
Watch out, watch out.
Yeah, Games from Beamer saying that they've lost unless they can get 5 points, which is not quite true. They can win in points, getting these 5 rounds. So Grand Albatross killing Humble though. Steven already here on the scaffolding now. It's pretty close. But the thing is, the match is lost no matter how this is going to end now. But getting 5 points here for sure will save a lot of MMR here. And in fact, winning this in points be pretty good for them. Mama killing Grey Beard now. Is he? He's a new dude who just joined, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember his name. Dodger killing Steven, and now I don't know what's going on, but after only 1 minute, it's a 5 against 2 in favor for Fireteam Inferno here. And in fact, Fireteam Inferno not doing anything too special here. Just having a normal defense here. Not a normal defense. We have Grant, Archie, and Dodger right here taking the flank, which is which I've never seen. It's quite dangerous because only Mama on the OBJ could be a cap. I mean, you have Shroma here in the blue room, but yeah, Archie just rotated back. But if Mighty Owls would have been doing this faster and eventually, if they have been able to just run through it and only kill Mama, the OBJ would have been open. Georgia killing Blood now and not watching the... He was just not watching the position. Games from Beamer, the last one alive. It's a 1 against 5. We all know how it feels. So those of you playing VRML. Yep, he for sure feels a lot of pressure now. And only 2 minutes of the 2 minutes of the match have been played yet. It's oh yeah, and Mama gave the call out. Against 5, 3 minutes, 35 seconds left, and game streamer Beamer being called out by Mama. They are aware of his position here, and he can still do everything. He can go for a full rotation here, going for the south. Or it could be just going to continue the way he's at right now. It seems like he's doing that. He's still making noise though, which I don't know if it's a good idea to make noises because enemies can hear you, and the most important thing is to not get called out. Mama is calling him out though, pre-firing him, not connecting him because he's behind the wall. But Archie! Making it past him. Is he getting... Yeah! Grand Games from Beamer killing Archie. Archie was just risking it, but wasn't the best idea. In my opinion, Shroma team killing here. Games from Beamer killing Shroma. It's a 1 against 2. What a turn of events. 1 against 1. Oh, Games from Beamer killing Grand Albatross here. Only Mama's left. No, Mama's killing game streamer Beamer here. Oh my god, that was such a close round. It was a 1 against 1 turning into 1 against 5 turning into 1 against 1 now. We have seen that before on Downfall, and Game Streamer Beamer doing an unbelievable good job here. The team kill was a key point there, I believe, but that was so close. Wow, I mean, imagine just Game Streamer Beamer taking this. It would have been insane, but luckily for Fireteam Inferno and unluckily for the Mighty Olds, Fireteam Inferno won this because someone was able to kill Games from be my last second. Wow. So what can I say? Fireteam Inferno having in the beginning the first 1 minute. In the first 1 minute a really aggressive defense here and just killing all of the Mighty Olds attackers. And after this, they're just rotating back, getting a safe defense, which is quite nice to see because I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning I was criticizing that only Mama was on the OBJ and it worked out, but just imagine Mighty Olds using this quick spawn and just rushing through Bazaar, not taking a north flank, if you know what I'm talking about. Imagine them just going straight through Bazaar, throwing smokes, many smokes, killing Mama, and then OBJ would be open. None of the defenders would have been able to rotate back in time except of the one in blue room. But it just didn't happen, and that's why Inferno just won this. Mighty Olds did not use the potential the quick spawn has at all. Fireteam Inferno having this quick spawn now. But yeah, I just have to say, what a nice try from GameStreamer Beamer here on the last rounds. Well, I'm curious to see how Inferno is going to do this now on round number 2 for today. Are they going to rush through it, or are they also going to do it slow? We can already see Dodger attacking the south now, but we can see 3 of the FTI Fireteam Inferno players taking Bazaar, but they're not going to rush it. They're not going to just run straight into it and throwing smokes. They're giving the defenders time to take their positions, and Stephen Hillary, in fact, making inside of the 2-story building, going upstairs, taking his 2nd story. Frag goes ahead, not connecting. Grand Albatross making his way up here now. Wow. It's intense. Mamano. Also in this building here, going to have a contact with Steven soon if he's going upstairs. Which I would just call now. Yep, he's going upstairs. Let's take a look on Steven's POV here. Is he getting killed by Dodger? Nice killing from Dodger. Wow. What a good position here. Going into the south, taking the cross. None of the Mighty Olds defenders watching the cross, in fact. Normally the defenders have somebody watching this cross, because if anyone's able to do that, like Dodger did, they're going to be dangerous. Only Grey Beard here watching the south, and then Humble and Blooder who are going to have contact with Dodger if he's going to continue walking his way. But as Fireteam Inferno did, only GameStreamer Beamer on the OBJ, and he's upstairs. On these stairs, you just imagine one of the Fireteam Inferno players making his way right here slowly and capping. I mean, it's my taste. Let me know what you guys think about it. But for me personally, it's the OBJ is just a little bit too risky. It's a little bit too open. But eventually I'm wrong here, which can happen. Now it's smoked off and GameStreamer Beamer has no vision at all. Dodger killing Grey here in the blue room. Let's go back to GameStreamer Beamer. Because Archie now throwing these smokes. Eventually go. Yeah, GameStreamer Beamer going up these stairs here. Is Archie going to take the cap? Oh, the cap is open. Archie. Come on, he's capping. Oh. No, he's taking too long. Humble is rotating back. Archie getting killed. Oh, man. I'm stuck here. What is Grant doing? It's just... He's not peeking the broom. It's the 2nd time that Grant is just ignoring shots and not turning to them. But they're smoking everything off again, and now the cap would be free again. Go for a cap, guys. Try it at least. Blooder for sure going to pre-fire it, since... What are they doing? Grant and Albatross trading here. 2nd point for Fireteam Inferno. Alright, I have to say I was a little bit in pain watching this, because Archie was so close on that cap, and there have been 2 or 3 more opportunities for Fireteam Inferno to cap this again. But yeah, they did not took the cap, they did not took that opportunity, because the OBJ was just free. And they threw smokes, but not on the OBJ, which was a mistake, and blocking them from capping. They've been throwing smokes just so the guy in the blue room was able to see them. Eventually just a little bit unlucky here with throwing the smokes. Yeah, Mighty O's defense here, but also just breaking down. Steven getting killed from the other side, not having an eye on it, and I feel like Mighty O's have their positions, they have their plans, and I'm a fan of them. I actually feel like they're really good, but eventually they should try to improvise a little more, I would say, because, for example, Gray's position, he had a spot he's looking at, but then in the same case he's not watching his back and getting killed from the back. Same happened with Steven. So eventually that's something we should work on, but in fact, Mighty Olds, to be fair, are doing a good job here. Especially on Downfall, I have seen so many, we have seen so many great plays from them here on Downfall. We're starting into round 3 now, with Fireteam Inferno attacking this now. Eventually taking round number 3 here. Or a comeback by Mighty Olds. What do you think? Oh yeah. The pistol landing on top of here? Let's take a look. On this OBJ, how is Fireteam Inferno able to defend this one? Because this, in fact, is one of the OBJs I would expect Mighty also be really strong on. Because if you're able to make it right here, smoke it a little bit, then you can make it inside of this room here and go for the cap and try to do it in game stream. Beamers checking out Dodger, crossing to the south, which is now pretty bad for Fireteam Inferno because they have no one on the south and only Archie on the OBJ. Oh, I guess it's just me, guys. It's just me. Every defense here is just me being in pain, seeing only one on the OBJ, and not that many times it was a mistake. So I'm just going to not comment this anymore, since it worked out most of the time. Fireteam Inferno not getting capped out a single time on this match yet. I believe, if my brain is mining correctly. Shroma though rotating back a little more to the OBJ, and Game Streamer Beamer getting grants, you know. The OBJ is just open. Shroma is rotating back now, and Archie also is. They are now having an eye on the OBJ. And Blada here making itself the blue room. And now Shroma getting gray. The thing about Bazaar is it's a lot about land. If you're able to make it so close to the defenders within the first 1 minute or 2 minutes now, then
We might be alright, we might be alright.
it's getting dangerous. But Fireteam Inferno doing a good job here, killing 3 of the attackers. It's a 2 against 3.
On the south side of Central Bazaar.
So in my opinion, what Fireteam Inferno is doing, I don't know what I just talked about. I just said some random words. I'm sorry. In my opinion, Fireteam Inferno is spreading out very far from the OBJ, but in the same point, leaving some open spots so enemies can just walk through. So instead of just building something like a wall around the OBJ from everybody peeking it, is he seeing him? Oh, not connecting with Archie. They are focusing on one direction. They had 2 defenders here and 3 right here, but then letting the south totally open, which was something I would say it's a little bit risky. And as you can see here, Game Streamer Beamer can go for the cross now. Mama's not rotating back, not realizing he's the last one alive. Game Streamer Beamer is going. He is going for the cap here. Mama needs to rotate back in time. He's not doing it though. Voice crack and a cap. First of all, I have to excuse my voice just ending here. I was screaming so much. Yeah, as I was saying, there need to be a little bit more focus on an OBJ. Mama was just not focusing on it and just letting him cap. I guess he was just not realizing he's the last man alive. And if he was, then you need to just rotate the OBJ. He was, in fact, watching the little room because he was expecting the Master to get inside of it. And yeah, I have to defend Mama here a little bit, I guess, because being the last one alive here against two attackers is pretty hard, because it's just impossible for you to check the whole OBJ in once. They are, for example, this little room of this building where you can go inside and cap, and as a defender you can't be outside, watch the outside of the OBJ and watch the room at the same time. If you want to watch the room, you can't watch the outside, so it's pretty hard if you're the last man alive then. Yes, Mighty O's having this nice attack and just taking the opportunity of the cap here. Making it a 2-2 now. It's such a nice match here. It's a head-to-head combat. And I'm curious to see how Inferno is going to attack on this one. Scores are 2-2 now. Overall scores are 6-10. Looking good for Inferno now, and as Mighty O said in the beginning, that they are playing on a 5-0 for them, winning in points. It's not possible for them anymore. But yeah, they can still do it. Starting into round number 4 pretty soon. I see everybody already is ready here, and well, what a nice turn of events. Actually, I changed my mind. The teams changed their mind. They're not ready anymore. Mighty O's having now one player less. Starting at a 4 against 5 now, I believe, which is yeah, sad. It's sad for me. Good for Fireteam Inferno for sure. Now only 3 in the lobby. I'm just going to not. So take a look on it. I guess many IT issues on the Mighty O side there, right now at the moment. Anyways, take a look on the clears on the top right here. Many nice kills here. Are we starting into round 4? Hopefully pretty soon. I see Mighty O's having a little player switch here. Meanwhile, Fireteam Inferno is having 5 stable players throughout the whole time. Mighty O's have been swapping out the players. I guess the second time now. I don't know why that is. Eventually, players are having enough battery and stuff like that, but some people do that. If you have, for example, 7 players available, you switch them in mid-match, which is allowed and which is sometimes a good thing to get fresh, a fresh wind into it. New motivation, new players. Everything is a little more fresher then. But sometimes it can be a mistake. Get a new players in, because if you're in a run, if you have a run, you're warmed in with your teammates, and then you get a new one in, then it can be a mistake, eventually causing a match. But I don't think it's because of that. I guess it's just IT issues on my old side here, and yeah, good. For sure going to be fixed soon. Anyways, scores for Bazaar now are 2-2. Everything is open now, and it's going to be interesting. It's I don't know what to expect. Everything is possible now. Eventually, Fireteam Inferno going for the revenge cap here, taking this map home, or Mighty O's. Mighty Owls securing a lot of MMR here. Anyways, meanwhile we're waiting for them to ready up. Let's just analyze the new OBJ. OBJ number 3 for this one. It's going to be this one. In my opinion, a good one. I actually love this one. If you have the quick spawn, for example, on Vogue, all the way right there, you can do a lot of things. You can, for example, rush the south here, or take the cross on the north, and try to be unexpected, something like that. The fact that you can entrance this from basically every direction makes this even harder, in my opinion. The OBJ is quite open. I mean, it's not open, but it's... If enemies are able to make it right here, then you have a problem, because most of the time you have one defender placed there, and if the attacker is able to make it through here, smoking the OBJ out, then you can go for a cap and not that much of vision. Anyways, that's the OBJ we're going to have now. OBJ number 3 of today, map number 3. VRML season 15 week 5, Mighty O's against Fireteam Inferno. Appreciate you all of joining in. And the match should start soon. Mighty O's don't seem to be fixing out their IT issues, but we don't have a 10-minute break, so don't expect us to wait too long here. Guess now's the best time to grab a drink, grab something to eat eventually, a little snack, then come back soon. I'm in contact with the team. Check it out. Can you say about the match? Let's just try to talk about the match. Well, I can for sure say what I've mentioned quite a few times before. I know that Fireteam Inferno especially and Mighty O's are having attack at work positions here and work strategies. I don't see that often. Sometimes they work out and sometimes they do not. And I guess this is why we have the caster, right? They can rewatch the cast, see what they could do better now next time, then improve on that. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of the fact how these two teams are experimenting around and going off meter here. And it looks like, sadly, the Mighty O's dropped out. Only 3 players left, which is unfortunate. Mighty O's only have 3 players left, which means a match can't continue. Saying that it's a forfeit. Well, yeah, it's a forfeit, yeah. Fireteam Inferno winning Bazaar 2-4. Wow, that's not a nice end, man. That's not a nice ending for this nice match. Alright, then I'm going to thank you very much for tuning in, for joining this. I guess I've said everything I want to say. Both teams doing a good job. Mighty O's just having these player problems here. And the final scores of the day are 12-6. Fired Inferno getting double of the rounds Mighty O's got. Both teams doing a good job today. And yeah, sadly this ending here, which happens. Mighty O's is just not able to find the reserves and a last player here, and yeah, VRML would say that you can continue playing this. Both teams did a good job. I'm going to thank you all, the viewers, for tuning in today. Saw a lot of activity in the chat, which is awesome. Thank you very much. See you in the next one and have a great day. Bye bye.
Onward VRML is brought to you by Downpour Interactive, HyperX, ProTube VR. Thanks for watching VRML.